Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the surprisingly radical history, the profound emotional depth, and yeah, the very modern commercial reality of a holiday we all thought we knew, Mother's Day. Look, if you think this day has always just been about grabbing a greeting card and buying some last-minute flowers, well, you are in for quite a historical ride. So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start with number 1, the surprising origins of the holiday. Then move to 2, the UK connection. After that, 3, the power of words. And finally, wrap it up with 4, modern gestures and gifts. All right, section 1, the surprising origins, a radical call for peace. The roots of Mother's Day in the US are actually steeped in post-Civil War peace and public health efforts. Definitely not brunch and bouquets. The whole timeline for the American holiday kicks off way back in 1868 with a woman named Anne Jarvis. She organized something called Mother's Friendship Day to literally reunite families that had been deeply divided by the Civil War. And get this, she had already been organizing clubs to improve sanitation and fight typhoid. Flash forward decades later to 1908, and her daughter, Anna Jarvis, held the first official memorial service to honor her mom. The momentum from that spread like wildfire, and by 1914, President Woodrow Wilson officially made the second Sunday in May a national holiday. You've got to appreciate the powerful, activist energy of this era. Just listen to this 1870 quote from Julia Ward Howe's Appeal to Womanhood. She was fiercely urging mothers to unite globally to protest the absolute carnage of war. Her core argument? Basically, mothers, the ones who birth and raise humanity, shouldn't just sit back and let irrelevant agencies send their sons off to destroy each other. I mean, what a radical call for peace driven entirely by mothers. Now here is where things get deeply, deeply ironic. When Anna Jarvis, the daughter, campaigned for this recognized holiday, she intentionally trademarked it as a singular possessive, Mother's Day, with an apostrophe S. It was meant to honor your specific mom, right? The one who did so much for your family, not just some generic, plural celebration of mothers everywhere. But here's the ultimate twist. Anna Jarvis later came to absolutely despise the commercialization that took over the day. She hated the pre-printed cards, she hated the expensive flowers, she felt they completely diluted the deep, personal sentiment she was aiming for. Moving right along to Section 2, the UK connection, merging traditions. Let's hop across the Atlantic because the European concept of celebrating mothers has a totally different, much older foundation. There's this perfect contrast between the two major origins. While the American version was born out of 19th century mourning and activism, the UK tradition actually goes all the way back to the 16th century. It's tied to the church calendar, the fourth Sunday in Lent to be exact. They called it Mothering Sunday. Back then, domestic servants were given a rare day off to head back to their mother church or cathedral. It was often the only time working families could actually get together, and kids would pick wildflowers along the road to give to their moms. But, by the 1920s, that UK tradition was really fading out. Enter Constance Penns Wexsmith, who actively brought the Mothering Sunday movement back to life. And if you're wondering how these very distinct US and UK traditions ended up merging together, well, World War II. US and Canadian soldiers serving overseas brought their May Mother's Day traditions with them. Over time, the customs just naturally blended in the UK, adopting the American commercial elements, but actually keeping that traditional Lenten date. Let's pivot to Section 3, the power of words, the heart of motherhood. We're going to explore how some of history's greatest writers used poetry to capture that universal, undeniable human connection of maternal love. Because, what you write in that card really does matter. Look at Edgar Allan Poe here. He captures this incredible sense of love and longing. And what's truly amazing? He actually dedicated this to his mother-in-law. It goes to show how a mother's love, or our love for a mother figure, can expand so beautifully past biological ties. Then we have Walt Whitman. In his Civil War-era poetry, he tenderly equates the American flag with maternal love and sacrifice. It's such a powerful echo of the holiday's early, war-torn roots, recognizing the sacred, almost sheltering nature of a mother. And in his poem, Wanderer's Song, Langston Hughes delivers this soul-stirring letter from a mother to her son. It captures the sheer gritty resilience and wisdom of motherhood in the face of some serious hardship. It's a great reminder that honoring our mothers means acknowledging the literal and figurative splinters and torn-up boards they had to navigate just to give us a better life. Which brings us to Section 4, Modern Gestures and Gifts, Honoring Mom Today. We've done the history, we've done the poetry, so now let's look at the modern reality of the holiday and how we physically express our gratitude today. It is wild to think about, but despite Anna Jarvis's fierce protests against commercializing her holiday, over 50% of American households send greeting cards today. It's literally the third largest holiday in the United States for sending cards. So yes, it's a massive, heavily commercialized event, but at its core, people are still just searching for a way to say thank you.
And hey, if you're one of the millions trying to say thank you right at the buzzer, Forbes has you covered. If you're a bit of a procrastinator looking for a last-minute gift, these recommended categories show just how far we've evolved from simple carnations. You've got tech gifts like Wi-Fi photo frames, experiences like global adventure boxes, practical, smart indoor gardens, or just pure luxury self-care items like a blackout silk sleep mask. For the truly last-minute gifters out there, having a step-by-step strategy based on delivery speed is an absolute game changer, so you never show up empty-handed. If you are literally out of time, go instant digital. Think an expert-led online cooking class. Got 24 hours? Next-day shipping can get you some ridiculously decadent treats like Levain Daiquiri cookies delivered to her door. And of course, same-day delivery is still there to save the day with classic fresh floral arrangements. So whether you go with same-day flowers, those notoriously gooey chocolate chip cookies from NYC, high-end bamboo pajamas, or a fitness class subscription, the big takeaway here is personalization. Modern gifting is really all about finding that one gesture that fits her unique personality and lifestyle. It's about honoring her as an individual, which, if you think about it, is exactly what Anna Jarvis originally intended with that singular, possessive Mother's Day. So, as you get ready to celebrate, I want to leave you with this final thought. How will you balance the modern commercial expectations of Mother's Day with its radical, peace-driven origins? How can you honor the profound activist history of this day while still making the mothers in your life feel incredibly special right now? Think about the peace, the resilience, and the deep love we explored today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope it completely changes the way you look at the second Sunday in May.